This is the last episode.
My headphones were way too loud. Ow.
So you have what I have pretty much every week.
Yeah, pretty much. I know.
Lewis, are you a Freemason?
I'm a diplomat. Way worse.
You're what was the Air Force unit that Grandpa was in The Simpsons?
What? Oh,
the flying.
I don't know.
Remember the fish?
I didn't watch The Simpsons.
Devilfish or whatever.
I didn't watch Simpsons.
Wait, what?
I wasn't allowed to as a kid, so I just never grew.
What did you watch? Paint dry?
Yes. I talk to my mom about this all the time. Is that she was a great mom, but you know.
But she didn't watch The Simpsons, so she's the worst person.
I think every parent has their own form of abuse, and I think hers was not letting me watch The Simpsons.
Sure. Let's start it with that. Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
I talk about it all the time. But
You were on that island by yourself. I drove away in my boat car.
Fair.
Which those exist, and I want them. Lewis, have you seen those before?
Of course, I've been on the internet.
They're so
since
fucking
2004.
awesome. They look stupid. I don't care.
Oh,
I can drive into the ocean is the coolest shit in the world. Like
a
James Bond.
I think it's funny that every year there's new designs for it, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be a thing in 2 years."
No, it won't, because they're too expensive and they're too heavy.
Yeah,
but I don't care. I really want one.
And sometimes they work.
Yeah,
but they're too expensive.
They cost the price of like a mediocre home.
Oh,
in
you know what I want
California.
to talk about is we didn't talk about last week, but CES had a lot of robots.
Yeah.
Did you see the tennis one?
I'm scared.
See, there's a tennis one that just plays tennis with you. I want that one.
I'm scared.
Or
robots scare me now.
There's one that legitimately will like walk around and pick stuff up and give it to you. And
those freak me out the most.
Yeah,
because that means there are people that we know that do that as a living. Their job is gone by next year.
Yeah, not next year. We still have a while, but yeah.
Did you see the statement from the Jack in the Box
15 years,
CEO
maybe.
or whatever from a couple weeks ago?
Oh, you mean John Jack?
Where he's like,
that one doesn't work.
Sure, yeah, John Jack Mehoff.
Okay. Yeah.
He was talking about like, well, yeah, it just makes sense to replace cashiers with robots. Duh, idiots.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And I was like, huh.
Yeah,
I've never seen a CEO be that open with it.
Well, he's not wrong.
Blade Runner's now.
He's not wrong.
Blade Runner 2049 will be actually accurate now.
It will by 2049 for sure.
That scares me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, those Amazon grocery stores totally have tons of problems.
Oh yeah, I know.
So I'm like, oh, I guess I still have a job. I guess for like the next couple of years until I can do
people
something
just
real.
Stealing stuff.
Yeah, and it's really easy when there's no humans to go. Don't do that.
Yeah, we have a while.
How do you not steal from a robot when it's a robot?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
There's no
people are inherently like, oh, I can just do this and not get in trouble. Why would I not do that every time forever?
So I'm writing a silly sci-fi story, as a lot of you know, and that's involved. Like, how does morality work with non-sentient humans?
Do androids get wet dreams?
Yeah,
is the name of your story, right?
Yeah, actually, well, that's the second book.
What's the third one? Do androids need Viagra?
No, that's the first one. The third one is, shit. I'm not good at jokes. I'm sorry.
Lewis, everybody.
All right, guys, this is the last episode podcast. My name is that one that he said earlier.
I'm Andres. That's me.
Hey, guys, make sure you rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on the other stuff. Hey, so, man, that derailed real quick.
Fine, fuck it. I'm taking over for a little bit.
Cool.
Lewis, have you ever seen something before it came out and go, man, I'm upset that looks good?
Yeah.
What was that for you recently?
Probably The Last Jedi.
Sure. There's a little game coming out pretty soon called Metal Gear Survive.
I'm gonna look at screenshots.
Yeah, there's always been the kind of problem of, well, this is the next Metal Gear game without the head and creator of the series making it, Hideo Kojima, after the pretty publicized fallout between him and Kojima and internal politics and him getting kicked out. And all kinds of issues. Metal Gear Survive is their next game that they're going to be making without him. It's on the same engine.
The Fox engine.
Which is an amazing engine.
Yeah, it's made by Fox News and everything.
Yeah, they made it themselves. They paid for it.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
Thank you, Trump.
And at first when I saw like the footage of it, it's like, oh, they're making a zombie survival game with Metal Gear stuff. That looks dumb as hell. And then the open beta came out.
Yeah.
And I watched someone play it. And I went, huh. I actually kind of dig this.
All right, I'm going to watch a quick video. Everyone watch along with me. Peggy, 18.
Because I realized I kind of like that the zombies are crystal zombies where like they have little gems poking out of their heads.
Yeah, I saw.
Like it's a kind of weird idea.
It just looks like Resident Evil style zombies.
But I like how. But well, that's also the thing as well. Metal Gear Solid 5 plays like a dream.
Oh yeah.
There are very few games that I played that play that good, and I kind of have been looking for a reason to play a game like that again. But then I had to remember two very important things about this game. One, always online.
There are 48,000 dislikes on this video.
This is when it first premiered, I believe.
This is seven. No.
Oh, this is recently.
This is 7,000. No, this is
whose channel
this
is
is
this on?
2016.
Yeah, this is when people were very
This
unhappy.
is 7,000 likes to 48,000 dislikes.
When it was announced, and then they didn't talk about it at all.
It's a 13.5% like ratio.
For when it was premiered, they didn't talk about it at all for like maybe almost a year because it was so negatively received. And then I think they announced this stuff beforehand, like, but I had to remind myself, I had to look it up again. The game, you have to always be online to play it.
Yeah, that's dumb.
There's a single player portion of it, but you can play it co-op. You have to always be online. So essentially, if you buy that disc, it can become a paperweight like in a year or two.
Yeah.
It's just you're paying and you get nothing for return.
And hope that they're not going to...
The servers don't go away.
Yeah.
And two, microtransaction stuff in it again.
Well...
So you can buy resources, I assume, and other bullshit.
So it's the Shadow of War problem.
Yeah, but in a game that can also just not ever be playable again.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's Shadow of War problem times, please, no, God, why?
But it's also like, damn, that's a shame.
I'm sorry.
Because like the developers, I'm not gonna hate the people who made the game. That's their job, whatever.
Yeah.
And like if it's a fun game, it's a fun game. That's cool. But I can't support all the bullshit.
No.
Like the drama, whatever. I could maybe get over it. Not all of this anti-consumer bullshit of like, oh, you're buying a paperweight.
Yeah.
And also, we're gonna make we could, because of the design of the game, we can make things more difficult so that you want to pay us more money. Because the game it's not even a full retail price. It's like $40.
Oh, okay.
It's not like it's not a full release.
So then, okay.
But it's a survival game.
Yeah.
Which resources are a thing you can just buy things.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, well, then why would I even play the game honest? Like, it's that kind of weird thing in the back of your head that like, oh, I feel weird playing this.
It looked interesting.
Yeah, like it looks neat. Like it's also more linear than survival games that I play. So like, oh, I might like that better because it give you objective to do.
Yeah.
And there's all these kinds of Metal Gear 5 things that are carryovers that I really, really like the really good UI and there's the gameplay, which is really good.
Game feel, you mean? I think that's the word
Actually, yes, the game feel is very good.
Yeah.
No Metal Gear game ever played that good. It's a shame that the game has like one of the worst stories in Metal Gear's history because it barely has one.
Yeah.
But it plays fantastic.
So I want to talk about something that happened to me that's a good thing. I bought 2 records the other day. Vinyl. The Bee Gees.
And Barbra Streisand.
And the John Lennon.
Imagine.
Yes, my favorite.
Yoko Ono.
Yeah, that one too. I don't like. All right.
That's not a very unpopular opinion.
No, not the Yoko Ono thing. I don't like solo McCartney.
But you don't like Temporary Secretary, his highlight song?
No.
Have you heard Temporary Secretary?
It's not coming to me right away.
Please, if anyone listening to this, go listen to that song.
Okay, is it good?
It's a song.
Cool. So no,
when you hear it once, you'll never forget it.
Fair enough. I was holding the first 2 Frank Zappa Mothers of Invention records.
I've always loved Mothers of Invention, by the way.
The name?
Like that name, I've always loved that name.
Yeah, it's so good.
I've always loved that name.
The first album, Freak Out, and the second album, Absolutely Free. We went to Frankensons this weekend, and
no Hot Rats, unfortunately for me.
Hot Rats wasn't there
because that is my favorite Frank Zappa project.
My favorite is Uncle Meat, and that wasn't there.
That's number 2.
That's fair. I'd
rather own Hot Rats because I can listen to that and not like laugh my ass off or like be really confused when people walk in.
That's how.
Because Uncle Meat is that album.
Yeah, Uncle Meat is.
I like it, but
Uncle Meat is a project,
but it's like barely like a musical album in a way.
Although King Kong is like one of the greatest jazz solo for 20
jazz
minutes
Odyssey project song.
It's so good for just 20 minutes of just amazing jazz soloing.
I do like me some long jazz.
Yeah, but they had a Lumpy Gravy, which I like a lot.
Oh yeah, they did.
But I didn't get that one. But no, I found them and they're in really, really good condition. I listened to Freak Out. It's not what works. I haven't listened to Absolutely Free. Well, I mean, I listened to it, but not on the record yet. So I will probably do that today. But I'm very excited. If you guys, I don't know if you guys have. If you listen to this podcast, you probably like weird stuff like Frank Zappa. But if you haven't listened to Frank Zappa or Mother Invention, listen to their first album, Freak Out.
And if you like it, go listen to Captain Beefheart.
Yeah, let's look at Beefheart, sure.
Because that's kind of in the same, like, Frank Zappa is the reason Captain Beefheart exists.
Yeah.
Because he put him on.
Yeah, the first album, Mother's Invention album, Freak Out, is more of a parody album of 50s and 60s music.
Yeah.
And then it turns into not.
Yeah, which is what's really interesting about it.
Yeah. But no, what's really cool about it, like, is reading all the like stuff inside.
The liner notes?
I'll read some of it. Frank Zappa is the leader and musical director of the Mothers of Invention. His performances in person with the group are rare. His personality is so repellent that it's best he stay away for the sake of impressionable young minds who might not be prepared to cope with him. When he does show up, he performs on the guitar. Sometimes he sings. Sometimes he talks to the audience. Sometimes there is trouble.
That's a nice way to describe it.
Yeah. And every song has a couple of notes too. Let me see. One of them I remember was really funny. God, where is it? Here's the one for Wowie Zowie.
Oh, Wowie Zowie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wowie Zowie is carefully designed to suck the 12-year-old listener into our camp. I like the piano and xylophone accompaniment in the second chorus. It is cheerful. It is harmless. Wooly bully. Little Richard says he likes it.
What?
Yeah.
I have to find out if that's real. I'm so curious now.
It's so good.
Oh, that's good.
Let's see. These are all. Here we go. Anyway, the Wind Blows is a song I wrote about 3 years ago when I was considering divorce. If I had never gotten divorced, this piece of trivial nonsense would never have been recorded. It is included in this collection because, in a nutshell, kids, it is how shall I say it? It is intellectually and emotionally accessible for you. Ha! Maybe it is even right down your alley.
Not right up, right down your alley.
And then here's one more. I'm not satisfied is okay and safe and was designed that way on purpose.
We trained him wrong as a joke.
Oh, here, one more. And guys, if you just look up the song "Help I'm a Rock," so here's
oh God, Help I'm a Rock.
It's 8 minutes and 37 seconds of. But here's the description for it. "Help I'm a Rock" is dedicated to Elvis Presley. Once you know the song, it makes it better.
Yeah.
It's dedicated to Elvis Presley. Note the interesting formal structure and the stunning 4-part barbershop harmony towards the end. Note the obvious lack of commercial potential. Ho hum. So
he was that way until he died.
Yeah, and died of lung cancer, which
of all things that took him, it's weird that one took him.
Well, what sucks about that it took him because the doctors, like, he went to the doctor like a year ago and he had nothing, and then he went again and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna die in like 6 months."
Yeah, he had that scenario.
And he was like,
shit.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
So that was that. All right, let's talk about some things. Let's talk about first. I think the first thing we should talk about probably is a little thing that Nintendo did this week. That's probably everyone's freaking out. It's like, hey, talk about that thing.
So little that it got really big out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, it's so.
I didn't expect this product to get so big outside of gaming.
There's
people.
zero reasons why, other than it exists. But Nintendo, last week, or it's Monday as we're recording this. So last week they were like, tomorrow we're going to release
some interactive
things for kids and kids at heart. And everyone's like, oh, what is it? What is it? And then they announced a video of Nintendo Labo, which is a $80 cardboard set.
One of them is 70, one of them's 80.
Okay, one of them 70.
There's two prices.
Yeah. The 81 is the like robot one, and the 71's like just a mixture of stuff.
Yeah.
So they're like interactive games where you build cardboard, you put your Switch in it and your Joy-Cons in it, and you do different things with it. And it's weird.
It's everything that I wanted Nintendo to make.
Is this a true statement or not?
This is a true statement.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is what Nintendo kind of used to be really known for.
Yeah, cardboard.
Actually, yes. That's not even a joke.
Okay.
They used to make card games.
Oh.
They were a card making company.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, so get fucked. That's why if you ever play the Pikmin games, besides picking up like brand name soda bottle caps, you pick up playing cards that have Nintendo on them.
Oh.
Because they used to make playing cards.
I never played Pikmin.
Yeah. Those games are neat.
There's one coming out this year, I think, right?
But there is no better time than now for them to take this bizarre idea and sell it to people.
Yeah, might as well do it now at the beginning of the year. Because there's a lot of games coming out this year. Just do it now.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to do it in the middle of all these other Yoshi, Kirby, big name titles that are coming out this year. They really don't. And Pokemon, they're not gonna put Nintendo Labo in the middle of it. But The amount of hate is very interesting.
It's not that much, but the people who are angry about it are very angry.
Yeah,
about
that's what
It's really,
the level of hate is what I'm saying.
It's really odd.
Yeah,
I can kind of get it from the people who are like, "Where is the online stuff?"
Yeah,
but
which
it's
is I'm kind of there too. But
I'm kind of there, but it's like that doesn't diminish this really unique idea being funded and being allowed to be sold to people.
Yeah.
Because this is what someone goes like onto Shark Tank to pitch, and they go, "We can't sell that. Get out of here. I don't really care."
Yeah, this is something that someone spent their whole life thinking this would be really awesome, and now they had a chance to do it.
And Nintendo's like, "Let's go for it."
Yeah,
which is how a lot of their best ideas even get made.
Yeah,
because you know what? Let's give this guy a shot.
This won't be that. This won't be one of their best ideas, but it's not.
It's really fascinating.
It's fine.
Well, look at what they're doing with it.
Yeah, it's cool.
You can make a movable objects with controllers and cardboard. You can play a piano.
The piano one I want.
That one is absolute like the technology. I read like I think it's a New York Times thing about it. Work? It's so fascinating.
Yeah, I need to look it up because that sounds it. I don't know how it works.
And I'm assuming the stuff that because people like what they show in the little ad thing that they did is really interesting.
Ad, I guess before we finish talking about this,
because it's a little hard to explain.
Yeah,
but essentially you are making your own. What they describe it as you're making your own controllers for games on their system out of the cardboard they give you and the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, and they give you like rope and stuff to like little.
And the scope of it is bigger than what people are calling it.
No,
people are just calling it. They're selling you $69 worth of cardboard.
No.
And it technically is kind of that.
But there's also a game
involved.
But they're
very specific, and there is a game.
Yeah. And if you take, because remember, guys, it's not just the card. If it was just cardboard and it was like
that would be insanity.
Download a free game or something, that'd be insanity. But no, it's I think to me it's like
it's a collection of like little mini.
Here's like a $40 game with $40 worth of just
materials to do this.
Yeah, which I think is a fine price.
And I'm really interested in if people are going to make other games that will support this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because that means artists can go absolutely wild with these things.
Yeah.
And that is what I cannot wait to see.
I didn't even think about that.
Because think about it. It's cardboard.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want with it because it is cardboard.
Yeah.
So you can just redesign their controllers for yourself and paint them and do all kinds of crazy shit if you have the drive to.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I think some people are missing out on.
Yeah.
Because the kids angle for me, if I was a kid, I'd be fucking stoked.
Yeah, me too. I'd be excited
hyped.
if I was a kid.
Because I remember building bullshit with cardboard.
I think I don't know if I'd be as excited as you, but I would be excited.
Because I like building with my hands as a baby boy.
No, I mean, me too. I used to build like in elementary school and like kindergarten stuff. I would find just random crap like staples and paper clips and erasers, and I would make like little robots and leave them in my desk.
Yeah, and like the idea that they might be able to get adults to indulge in that again is nothing. No other company can do that.
Yeah, no. If anyone's going to do this, Nintendo's the one to do it.
And that's why I'm happy that they're actually giving this idea a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems it's going to be a success because their stock went up. Because people were that positive on it.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, like it was a big enough launch trailer, and the views were good enough, and the response is good enough that it does well. Now, what I'm actually scared about now is that I don't think they're going to intentionally like limit the stock of how much that they have with it. I hope they can make enough units for people who actually get them. Because I don't know. I want to know how well do they think this would do at announcement.
It's up 0.27%.
Yeah.
So
I think it went up like 2% like over the weekend.
Okay. It's gone. Like the amount has gone down, but it's still up.
Yeah. There's like a small surge of like, oh, this looks cool. People will invest in Nintendo.
I'm looking at the
graphics.
Look at the graphics.
I just hope that Nintendo's like, please make these people can go buy them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this to turn into like an NES Classic situation where nobody could get their hands on them.
It could.
NES Classic, they on purpose they decided to make more because they didn't know how well. Because NES Classic was like a mistake on their part. Like they didn't think it would do so well.
Mm-hmm. The SNES Classic was on purpose, I think.
Well, also people are going to want it more because there are games that only exist on that console.
Yeah.
Because Star Fox 2.
Yep.
Came out last year.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to say.
I know.
Still, the Star Fox 2 came out in 2017 on a Super Nintendo.
I see. The only reason I wanted the SNES Classic is I wanted to play Mega Man X, but it's gonna come out on the Switch. So I don't.
And also because I know a guy on the internet who can maybe make the Super Nintendo hold more games than it can initially hold.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
That's also why I want one too.
Mhm.
Also, fucking, I can play Earthbound, which is dope.
Oh, okay.
Like on a real controller. I own that thing on Wii U,
Huh.
but I can't. I'm not gonna buy the actual real version of Earthbound because every year more hipsters and nerds find Earthbound and want a copy of it.
Mhm.
So the price goes up every goddamn year.
Okay, so there are two things that I forgot to mention. Just two things that I did, or one thing I did and one thing that you did. Your thing I think will be longer, so let me just do mine. Is that I finished the first Game of Thrones book finally.
You got your got.
I got my got. So I've been I'm listening to all the audiobooks. Rip Roy Dotrice, who died last year, the voice of Game of Thrones. I'm very sad about that. But we have two books, and I don't know who's gonna do the voices for it. Yeah, I finally finished the first book, and I'm reading the second book now. I'm about at 8 hours in, and the second book's 37 hours. But I'm watching Game of Thrones with my family right now, and they're enjoying it very much. And we're on season 2, like halfway through season 2, and so I'm realizing I kind of want to see. I don't think this is gonna happen, but I'm gonna see if I can read the books as fast as we're watching the show.
It might be possible. Because you're doing
me.
audiobook stuff and
exactly.
you can do them at work. It might be possible.
Yeah.
You might even get ahead of your family.
That's what my goal is.
In life.
Yeah. I mean, it'll stop because after book 5, I'm fine.
That's what I mean. Like you can catch
and
up.
what's nice is that season 3 and 4 is one book. That's all of the third book. The first half of the third book is season 2 or season 3, and the second half is season 4. So I have time once we get there, but I just need to rush through the second book right now, Clash of Kings, which is not my favorite Game of Thrones story. The season story, whatever. It's 3 and 4 that are season 3 and 4 are the best. Like, just that's the coolest. That's the Red Wedding and Tyrion's trial. So that's just the coolest stuff that happens in Game of Thrones.
Does Tyrion do a Zelda temple?
Mm-hmm. Okay, now talk about your movie that you saw from your
movie
favorite baby boy
that I made.
Yeah.
I'm pretty late on this, but I actually got to go see Shape of Water really recently.
The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. The award. Actually, he finally won a goddamn award for this movie after all this time.
Wow.
No, he's never won an award for anything he's made until like Shape of Water.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, that's why everyone's like,
well,
what?
I get it.
But like Pan's Labyrinth, I thought would have gotten something for the time.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. All right. Anyways, you watched The Shape of Water.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro was like, I like The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make a love story out of it.
Yeah.
And then people said no.
But then he did it anyways.
Yeah,
10 years later.
And the movie's fucking awesome.
Okay, so spoiler-free review.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
It's really interesting to see this movie, knowing that some of the story behind it of just the production of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think I realized kind of why I like Guillermo's stuff, even stuff that I don't love. Why I like him and what he makes.
Mm-hmm.
And every time like I watch interviews with him or like read just about him, it feels like he's doing kind of what I would love to do in my future, where he's taking ideas that he thought were really cool when he was like a kid or a teenager, that as an adult or whatever to like other auteurs or artists or whatever, you're like, well, that's dumb. You can't make anything interesting out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes them very seriously.
Very.
But they're still really strange and odd ideas that shouldn't actually work, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Pan's Labyrinth.
I don't think I've ever seen Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, like Pan's Labyrinth doesn't make any sense how that movie was made from someone like him. Like Hellboy's like adaptations and stuff and other movies that he's made. But
what other movies have made? Because I've seen Hellboy.
He made Crimson Peak. He made Hellboy movies. He's done Pan's Labyrinth. It's in like I can't remember the couple.
He did do Pacific Rim, right?
He did. That was his.
Okay, okay.
And he made it, and he was like, and I listened to the director's commentary. It's like, yeah, I love Evangelion so much.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to make a movie that's kind of about that too. Yeah. That's why they have to be in the robot at the same time. And I'm like, Guillermo, I love you so much.
Cool, yeah.
I love you so much.
But
him and his team, for one, the creature in this movie, I don't think it's ever really named, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they really give it a name.
Is it like it's like Xenomorph pretty much? It doesn't have a name.
Well, it doesn't have a creature name. They refer to it as a thing.
Well, okay. So it's even less
like they refer to it as a thing or just like it's.
If you guys don't remember, Xenomorph technically isn't a name. They just call it a Xenomorph.
It's like a classification of like what? Yeah, this is not a real name.
Yeah,
but no, it's just a creature.
It's even less than that.
Yeah,
just the thing over there in the jar.
That suit is incredible.
Really? Yeah, because I haven't seen the art in a while.
Yeah, because seeing it like on screen, holy shit, it looks really, really good.
Yeah,
I am a it's so delightful for me to see a prosthetic costume with a big budget on the big screen. It makes me very happy on the inside.
So it's all practical then?
I think most of it's practical.
Yeah.
There's
There's
little,
lights and stuff that I have a feeling are.
I think those are added in post, but it's such a good looking.
Oh no, you can totally tell this is real.
It's such a good looking. But okay, you say that because screenshot in the movie, I had to double check if it was like a CG part or not.
Oh really?
It looks that good.
This is Hellboy.
It's insane. But him and his team managed to make me care about the story between a woman and a creature that can't speak.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And it's, I think the reason I really liked it is that it takes place like during, like it's like a normal, like in our reality, like it's like during like the 40s.
Oh, okay.
No, it's like during like the Cold War.
Okay.
Like,
so
earlier Cold War, like right during
70s and 80s,
like the space race.
So 60s.
Yeah,
60s and
early 60s, like
okay.
like that kind of period. And it's like in that kind of like normal reality of like that kind of America at the time, because it's involved with the plot of like that tone of like, you know, beating the Russians and that kind of stuff, technology, weird experiments. And they kind of put it in this like real setting. And all the characters don't feel like they're caricatures, if that makes any sense. Like they feel like mostly like real people.
Okay.
But then there's like this weird fucking creature that's in it.
That's really odd.
But the story, as it goes on, I think what I really liked about it is that as it goes on, the little romance, whatever, that does happen between characters and growth and all that, it's like a fairy tale.
Okay.
And that's not a slight to it. That's what I liked about it the most.
I'm thinking about this in my head of this like not hyper realistic.
But watching the movie, you don't see that. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would it go to that?
Is this a correct assumption on my part? It's like hyper realism with this weird fairy tale thing that makes no sense, but
it's
works.
Not quite hyper realistic because it's not really what Guillermo likes to do.
Yeah,
like he has fun with his people. Like they're
okay.
It's not like that tonally serious. But it's in a normal reality with this weird thing that's inserted into it.
Okay.
But then they treat it like it's a fairy tale.
Interesting.
But you can't tell that's really going with that until the very end.
Okay.
Like the last 5 minutes of it.
Jesus Christ.
Where it really got to me emotionally. Like it really got to me.
Cool.
And it got me out of literally nowhere. I did not see it actually like going to affect me that way.
Wow. All right.
And it's such a relief to see like it's a semi big budget film about this really abstract idea that nobody really wanted to make that is as almost old Hollywood like in the way that it's told.
Cool.
Where it's a reverence for just a story that makes you feel good. Because no one does in general likes to do big movies that make you feel good.
No.
That aren't, and if they do, they're cheesy.
And if they do, they're action
or they're an animated movie
whatever.
that's like not really made for adults.
Yeah. They're more like by feel good big budget. Now it's more just like I like seeing explosions.
Yeah. Or like they're really cynical or they're formulaic.
Yeah, or
it's just so,
or they're just trying to win awards.
It's such a delight just to see a film that's made by a very strange, like a guy who has strange tastes that align with mine.
Yeah,
that has such a passion for this kind of stuff.
You know what I want to see?
And seeing it actually all come together.
You know what I want to see, and I think will either be the worst or best movie ever. Is I want Guillermo del Toro and Wes Anderson to make something together.
I think the world would explode.
I think that'd be either the best.
Because I'm really excited for.
Ever.
Did you see his newest film? It's going to come out, Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, that looks.
I am so excited.
I'm so excited
because I love stop motion.
Yeah,
like even though people.
Did you see? I didn't see Fantastic Mr. Fox. Is it? Did you see it?
It's hilarious.
Okay, I know I'm gonna. Okay,
that movie is way because I saw it when I was like when it first came out. Yeah, which is a weird time to see that movie because it is kind of like made for like teens a little bit. Like it's not quite an adult film. That was hilarious.
I remember when it was like the trailers for it.
It was so weird.
I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but yeah, maybe I don't know.
I saw it with a bunch of friends. Like, well, let's just watch it, and we're like, oh, I actually had a really good time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that movie was great.
This Isle of Dogs looks like the logical next step. From, like,
to that
Fantastic Mr.
And
Fox.
that is also a very strange idea for a movie of like an isle of like abandoned dogs who are going to die.
Yeah, it's very weird. But no, I think a Wes Anderson. What would that
Toro
be?
Powerhouse.
What would that be? What would that look like? What would that feel like?
It would. No, I want Wes Anderson and Guillermo del Toro to work with Studio Leica.
Stop.
That's my dream movie.
Yeah, and
it'll make literally no money.
Oh, it'll make $20. That's your movie ticket.
It'll make $20, and I'll pay for all of it.
Yeah,
we'll take a loan out on like my children's loans.
Yeah, That's all you can
Because, okay,
do.
I love Laika enough that I don't even hate on box trolls.
I know.
Because people love to hate on box trolls.
I don't like box trolls.
Okay,
I don't hate on box trolls.
I love the visuals of that movie a lot, but I think that just like makes me not hate it.
Laika did Corpse Bride, right?
Huh?
Is that Corpse Bride? And
I think that was them.
they did that one, right? I think that's Tim Burton, but I don't know if
I don't think that was them. They did Kubo, which fuck all of you. None of you saw it.
I didn't see it.
God damn it! None of you saw it. They barely made the money back. That movie's amazing.
Yeah,
they make a lot of good stuff.
But box trolls, it was kind of boring.
It is kind of boring.
But
I like how it looks so much that I kind of that's not me. That is me going, no, this thing is cooler, so I ignore the bad parts. It is not a great film.
I do that a lot, so it's fine.
But I'm admitting that that is not a good movie.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It is no Paranorman.
Paranorman's awesome.
Paranorman had like one of my favorite gay jokes of all time.
It's the best gay joke of all time.
Yeah, because like that's my boyfriend over there, and then it's like what? And then it cuts away. Like there's no, and it makes me laugh every time I think about it.
That's so funny.
It's such a good joke.
Yeah,
because there is no hint of it the entire film.
No,
it is a one-off. It is a one-off gag that is not like offensive to gays, just to be like the one-off joke for haha. It is not haha. This guy is gay. It is he is gay, and you don't know that he's going to be gay.
It's not even that. It's gay, and also see how unimportant that is.
And also making fun of the stereotype of like the jock and the pretty girl have to be together.
Yeah.
It's more layered for like such a simple one-off.
It's a very layered joke.
It's also in a kids movie, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's how they should be.
Monster House. What's that? Is that?
That's a different. And that's also them.
Dude, all these movies feel the same, but I feel like they're all different studios. It's like Corpse Bride, Paranorman.
Well, it's because
Box Trolls.
Like Laika has like big breaks between all their movies, so I have to remember like which ones they made. They made Coraline.
Okay,
which is what got them.
Coraline's like one of my favorite movies ever.
Still never saw Coraline.
What's wrong with you?
Because
How dare you?
Yeah, I never saw Coraline.
I've
seen everything they've made but Coraline.
You actually need I think you have to see it.
I would love Coraline. I've never seen it.
I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. Watch that movie. You have no excuse.
Yeah,
they have zero excuses.
Yeah, they made Kubo.
Coraline's a lovely movie.
Box Trolls. What else did they make? Paranorman.
Yeah,
looking for everything that they made. Coraline. I think is that everything they've made?
Really, that's it?
Let me check. That seems like it's too short. I thought they made more.
How do you spell it?
Laika, Laika. I'm looking it up on my phone. It's cool.
Okay, well I'm here too, just in case. Here, I'll do this. Studio Laika movies, and then see if Google will give me a list. Like sometimes Google will do. There it is. They did Corpse Bride.
Yeah, Coraline, Paranorman, Box Trolls, Kubo and the Two Strings.
Okay,
on their IMDb, and they were contracted to do Corpse Bride, King of California, Slacker Cats.
Okay,
a very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas. They did a stop motion bit for that, which I've never seen that movie because no. Like Harold and Kumar, the first one, I have like a weird nostalgic love for that first movie because I saw it when I was way too young for it, but I kind of still like it anyways. I didn't see any of that other bullshit.
Did you see 9?
No, they didn't make that either.
Oh, I know they didn't, but
we talked about it on the weekend. I did not see 9.
Yeah, that's another movie that is like recommend have to watch because 9's it's too short, but 9's really good, and Coraline's a lovely movie. Also, in the work, it's very dark and very disturbing.
A funny thing about Laika I found out right now is that they're owned by the Nike co-founder.
What?
Yeah, it's owned by Nike co-founder and chairman Phil Knight.
That's kind of awesome.
That's a weird piece of trivia.
That's cool.
Sure.
I like it when random people make things randomly like that.
Like, I love you. I went to go see all your movies I can in person. I missed their exhibit and I was so sad.
See, that's the kind of stuff that I would do if I just had money. I just buy stuff that I like. I would buy Treyarch and just be like, okay, guys, you can make your own game now.
Yeah.
Like,
don't even just make anything at this point.
Yeah, that's the stuff I would do if I just have if I had all the money. That's what I would do. Just buy stuff that I like so people can do what they want.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot of people that we know. It's like if we're all rich, we just pay people so they can do cool shit.
Yeah,
that's pretty much all we want to do.
We're just nerds and we want to play. I just want to play your
games. We
want
to make and watch other people do cool shit.
Really, all it is I want to play video games that are good, and so
I want people who want to make movies.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about. I think I want to do the YouTube thing last. So talk about the Castlevania thing.
Yeah, Castlevania, thank God, is getting its new season this summer, which is pretty soon.
Oh yeah, you really like the show.
You should watch it.
Will I like
short.
it?
It's 4 episodes. And it's really good.
How long are each episode?
Like, I think 40 minutes.
Okay. So it's like Rin. Okay.
You can watch it like in 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
it's super short.
It's like Rin. That's why I like Rin so much because it's a good storytelling thing that's done in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, they announced it's going to be coming out this summer and it's going to be a bit of a longer season. It's going to be 8 episodes. I don't know how long it's going to be.
I know nothing about Castlevania, by the way.
You don't need to know anything.
Cool.
It's loosely based on Castlevania 3.
Mm-hmm. But the word loosely is important
because it's like the characters from that game that he fights with show up,
Mm-hmm.
but it's pretty much its own story.
Okay, cool.
And it's fantastically violent and pretty funny in a dark way. It was great. And the team behind it's really awesome. I'm glad they're getting another season.
Yay.
And also a longer one too, which is really cool.
Is it Netflix original?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They-
Netflix funded.
They paid for it and went, if it does well, we'll let you do more.
Cool.
And it did very well, so they're letting them do more.
Thank you, Netflix, for doing that.
You make a lot of garbage sometimes, but you make cool stuff every now and then.
I think what it is they make a lot of things. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
But when you have a large quantity of things, that's what happens.
They're like Adult Swim, so Adult Swim lets way more garbage through.
You know what I need to see? I need to first of all rewatch the first season of Peaky Blinders and then finish that show.
I should actually watch Peaky Blinders because people are really recommending that show.
It's like I remember
Really
I
recommending
watched it. I watched the first season when it came out and I loved it so hard, but I don't remember it very well, and so I don't want to watch the rest because I don't remember.
People are really excited about the newest season.
Yeah, exactly.
Really excited. And I was like, damn.
It's really really good.
You don't see people get excited about a comedy season.
I suggest watching it with if you're a filthy American, I suggest watching it with subtitles because their accents are of the time.
I'll be the judge of that. I'll know if I can handle it or not.
Ooh,
I'll see.
I've heard like people who like
are from there who can't understand.
Who recommend understand it, but also recommend subtitles for people who.
That's funny.
Yeah, because it's just like no, this is
for us Gaijins.
It's too real. You have to, even though it's
that's
English,
a good sign.
Even though
it's too real.
Yeah, exactly, which is good. That show is very, very. Oh God, now I want to watch. I think I'm gonna do that after this podcast. Just rewatch Peaky Blinders and then finish. I haven't seen the new season of BoJack yet, and I'm avoiding it.
I don't think I'm gonna watch BoJack for a long time.
That's where I'm at too. I'm. Why aren't you gonna watch it? Because I'm curious.
It repeats itself too often, and it goes nowhere.
Got it. See
that I want it to go to.
I think that's the problem with nihilistic shows, and this isn't me.
No, that's my problem. Not with nihilism, but with this show in general. It could have gone somewhere a long time ago.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure the other seasons are different because they've heard like other things that go on.
Did you watch
season 3?
Okay,
and I stopped.
Okay, so you're at.
Oh no! What was the season where he went to Arizona?
Did you see the fish one where they're underwater the whole episode?
No, I'm asking you like where it ended. It's the episode. What was the episode where he went to like Arizona and stayed with like an old friend of his?
Yeah,
was that season 2 or 3?
I don't remember. Like all I know is the last season that I watched had the episode where the whole episode was underwater, which is weird and awesome. Okay, then yeah, I think
I'm probably season 2 or 3, whatever. Like I stopped and I could have watched more. Like I don't really want to because nothing that I want to happen. Well, excuse me, not even that. Like nothing that I think is interesting for these characters to like learn is happening.
Yeah,
they're all. I get the point of at least BoJack is stuck in a cycle or whatever,
but it's not.
But the side characters aren't doing anything that I'm really interested in seeing them do right now.
I'm gonna try to word this in a way where I don't sound annoying. I think one of the main problems with the show is I think the whole point of it is like, hey, nothing matters, guys, and so it's hard to make that compelling for long.
No, it's weird because other characters aren't like that.
Exactly. It's a frustrating bit, but the problem is they focus on BoJack's nothing matters. It starts where nothing matters and it ends where nothing matters, and so it's like there's no progression.
Because at
it's
one
not interesting.
BoJack stopped being relatable for me and just became obnoxious.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Because I really liked BoJack because that's how I used to be.
Yeah, me too.
But it stopped being like life would make him feel that way. It would just be him not even trying.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It wasn't,
and it stopped being funny too because it used to be really funny.
Because what was funny about it before,
at least that aspect of it. I'm pretty sure it still is funny, but
what was funny about it before was just like it was life unnecessarily beating him down.
Yeah,
you know?
And that was the gag of it.
And now and then it turned into like, oh no, he's just a bad person.
And like, okay, let's talk about that for a while. Cool. Where are we gonna go after that?
Oh no,
he's still a bad person.
He doesn't learn anything. He's
let's
still
keep
a bad
going
person.
with
And
that.
It's there's zero progression.
And I think Todd's character arc for me is done. And I love Todd.
Todd's cool.
But I think I'm done with that character too.
Yeah.
And like everyone else, like they made me like Mr. Peanut Butter.
I love you.
I hated Mr. Peanut Butter. First season, I despise that character.
Oh no, I always liked him, and I'm totally biased because it's voiced by Paul F. Tompkins, and I love Paul F. Tompkins.
Okay, that's fair. But I hated his character so much, and I'm like, fucking. And then he has the thing happen season 2, where he becomes like a real person.
Yeah.
And like, man, you have problems.
Yeah.
But you're not a bad person. You just have some really bad problems.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like when he had the cone on his head.
Yeah, that was good.
And it fucked him up really badly.
God, there's so much. Okay, let's talk about the YouTube. Let's finish with the YouTube thing. Because we were almost talking about it, but I kept saying let's just like wait so we can actually talk about it. So YouTube last week, whatever, announced a new thing out of nowhere of like they always do. So they're making it to where you can't monetize your channel until you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours
concurrent
of views in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. People are freaking out, saying it's the end of YouTube. Some people are saying it's zero. Some people are, the two extremes of this will change zero things and this will change everything is kind of the two sides I'm seeing everywhere. And I think it's more nuanced than that, like everything in life. But let's talk about it. So your thoughts? Where you lean more towards the zero things?
Yeah. Essentially because also I'm really unhappy with the people who are reporting on this.
Yes.
Mainly, there was one person I've seen on YouTube who did a very good job with this announcement, and I agree with. His name is Austin McConnell, I believe is his name.
I do not know.
He's one of my favorite YouTubers like right now. He's been doing good stuff for a little bit now. Variety videos. Okay. He's done a lot of stuff. He's done a video like breaking down why the last Harry Potter play is bad. Okay. But not in a way that's cynical. It's like, no, let's just explain it. Let's show how we can fix it. Like, not a cynical asshole kind of thing.
Cool.
He made a video on an Olympic team that all lied about being paralyzed.
Interesting.
He made a video on like an old wartime Monopoly board and looking at that because it was made with different materials because it's wartime.
Mm-hmm.
He made a really, really good video. If you're a creator at all, I'd recommend it on anything as a writer, director, anything. It's about, I made a movie and it sucked. And it's a half hour of him talking about the movie that he made, how it was terrible, and what he was going through making it.
Got it. Interesting.
And that's like one of his biggest videos that he's ever made. That's a very good video.
Yeah.
And he talked about, he made a video recently called 5 channels that are great under 1,000 subs.
Okay.
Because like him was like, well, I agree with him on the standpoint of this should not be an obstacle that should stop whoever wants to get into monetize YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It should be a reason to get off your ass and kick yourself in high gear and make better content or reevaluate what you're doing on this website as a creator.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make this like a quote unquote real job or get some kind of income out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did was like, he just shouted out 5 channels that he liked that were under 1,000 subs that he thought were great, which is what nobody fucking else is doing.
No, zero people do that.
Oh, poor little guy. I feel so bad for the little guy.
But they don't know
Name
any
me
little
a
guys.
little guy that you know of. You don't know any because you don't know any. You don't care, actually.
The little guys, I followed
They
a lot
don't
of
matter
little
to
guys.
the big guys, so why would they care?
Yeah. I followed a lot of little guys that have gone up and down and yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. It's
And that's my thing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it is everyone can read the problem of like YouTube doing this and just out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's
people not being grandfathered in. I don't really know how I feel about that still.
Mm-hmm.
But they did give you like a month to like kind of reevaluate what you're gonna do. So because
Mm-hmm.
the reality of it is, if you're a small creator, you're not living month to month off of your money from YouTube. That is a fact.
Well, yeah. If you have that,
let me clarify. If you were a creator who in the old system you were in it, and the new one you will not be, you weren't making your living off of YouTube.
Yeah. Well, if you had
just solely YouTube,
if you had less than 1,000 subscribers and less than 4,000 hours in the last year, if you didn't have that, you weren't making money off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Like you
couldn't even cash out most likely. In some cases, like you couldn't even get that $100 limit to actually cash out.
Yeah.
So for one, your life isn't over.
No.
2, if the money matters way more, if the money matters this much, why are you making the videos?
Why are you on YouTube? You know YouTube's not the place for money at the moment.
Well, consistent, good, reliable money.
Yeah.
You can get money being an asshole or writing trends, sure.
Yeah.
But if you really care about what you're making and the money thing is this important to you,
go to anywhere else, Twitch even, I don't know.
There are other ways to do it.
Maybe not Twitch, but
there are other ways to do it on YouTube.
Yeah.
You're not being attacked, which is what I see from people, that they're like targeting little people.
No, I don't think it's that.
That's not what they're trying to do.
Here's my thing on it. I think I
They are
agree.
trying to trim the tree of shit they have to deal with on this monetary system, which was always, since it launched in 2012, a fucking nightmare.
Well, I was talking
for
about
the people on the end of people receiving money, the middlemen, like the what is it called, like the LLCs or whatever,
the MCMs,
the MCMs, and the middlemen, YouTube themselves, Google AdSense. It's always been a problem. Like big creators always complain about it. Even they have trouble talking to YouTube.
Yeah. Here's my thing is I agree that it's not as big of like it's not the end of YouTube. Like I was talking about before the podcast.
It happened 3 times last year.
I think we can trace back the downfall of all this stuff to 2012
when they're bought by Google.
When they bought by Google and when the partnership
and
started, like
Slash when the Viacom lawsuit happened.
Yep, all that stuff. Like 2012 era, 2011, 2012. Like that was when you can trace the line.
They had to become
back
more like
there.
a quote unquote real business outside of the internet.
Yeah, which is a hard thing for something as big as, first of all, as big as YouTube,
And a platform that is internet based.
and then second of all, here's my problem. I guess outside of this topic, but just my biggest problem with fear and stuff about YouTube is that it's owned by Google. It was huge before then, but then they were bought out by the biggest thing ever, and it only got bigger. And the problem, it's so big it must fail. Like that's, it's not too big to fail. It's so
and
big
it
it must
does
fail.
all the time.
Yeah, the idea of too big, and it's hard. The internet is such a weird thing that people are trying to figure out, obviously,
And trying to regulate.
and it's
and
hard.
Monetize.
It's hard because it just doesn't work with any other economic law except for maybe the Pareto distribution, but that's about it.
Internet is the wild, 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 wild west.
It's Wild Wild West. That's even more
Starring Will
complicated.
Smith.
Yeah, it's hard to control. And
Very fickle.
And I feel bad for all those engineers behind the scenes who are trying to figure this out.
I don't know how they keep that fucking job, man.
Dude, I don't know how they. Honest, what is the suicide rate for Google employees?
It's got to be
It's probably not low.
Well, there's Silicon Valley people, right?
Yeah,
It's got to be bad.
It's probably high. It's probably a thing that no one talks. I want to look into this actually.
The first day I took a computer programming class in
Mhm.
high school,
Yeah,
my teacher told me, drugs are a very big problem in Silicon Valley. People
Yeah.
take Adderall and cocaine to finish their programs. I'm
Yeah.
here to tell you now that is a problem there.
Yeah.
That was before we learned anything about programming. It's like, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
It's that big of a problem.
it's a
And
huge problem.
Still is.
Yeah.
Because that industry is not cutthroat. It is like cut by the tip of your eyelash if you get anything wrong.
Yep.
It's like, oh, worked a little bit slow. We have 100 people from like other countries that can do your job.
And the reason for that is that it's so big. And this isn't
Yeah, I also deal with like this gigantic infrastructure.
and this isn't a like anti-business us saying it's like, oh, there's a business.
It's literal. There's not enough humans to do it.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
why it's done. A lot of it done through an AI.
Yeah, I'm a very pro-business person. You know what I mean? Like if you're a business and you want to make money, cool. I hope you do. I hope everyone makes as
This
much
isn't
money as
just
they
to make
want.
the money. I get it.
Yeah. Here's the problem.
YouTube doesn't do it in a way that helps the people that make them the money a lot of the time,
Here's
and
a
that is the problem.
Here's a problem
for me.
where I end up disagreeing with everyone I talk to. Is just like as I always do, but it doesn't play by the same rules. No matter how you're looking at this or where your biases are from any other situation that looks like this, it doesn't work because it's too big. And so okay. So my thoughts on this new monetary thing. I agree. It's not the hugest deal in the world. It's not the end of YouTube. I don't think it's a net positive though. It feels to me like it feels like a disincentive for small creators, right? Because it's like, well, I don't know. It just
Also on that side, then,
mhm.
do you need money to make you want to work through only one revenue stream? People always forget.
Yeah.
Lots of people on YouTube who are even way bigger than that don't make their money off of YouTube.
Well,
Tons of them do.
yeah.
Who have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Like one
They
of the
have
biggest
other
on the
jobs.
website, YMS,
Yeah.
makes jack dirt off of YouTube because
Yeah.
he reviews movies and they're not nice to him through copyright.
Yeah. Which
He
is
makes his
dumb.
money through fan funding, through shirts, through Patreon, like a lot of creators do now.
Mhm.
Even before this like content change of like the amount of hours and subs, there was always ways of people getting by.
Mhm.
If you really want to make money being an artist, there is no better. We've talked about it. There's no better time to do it, and there are many ways. If you want to make videos on YouTube, which if you want to make videos and be noticed on YouTube, well, just make videos and be noticed. It has to be on YouTube. I get it. That's all of us are kind of stuck with that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you can't still do this and get paid for your work. It just means you just have one less option out of the others that are still totally there for you.
Yeah.
You just have to work a little harder. But if you really do want to do this and make money off of it, which shouldn't be the first reason you do it
Mm.
as a creative person, it shouldn't be like the reason you make what you make.
Here's the problem.
It shouldn't be that big of a stopping point.
It's just, I feel like there's a lot of, okay, so back to your question of, do you think that people are only incentivized to do creative things through money? Like, yeah.
No, they are. That shouldn't be your only reason why.
No, and I agree with you, but I'm trying to figure out how to.
And plus,
word
YouTube
this.
isn't even like, you make dirt off of that anyways, even if you're big.
Yeah. I don't know. It just,
Because the way the algorithm works, you don't make that much
that's the
money
thing.
anyways.
I feel like I feel like there's obviously a problem giving out money to creators, right?
In the way that they're doing it, even before this change, there was always a problem.
That has been a problem forever
because of the way MCMs and Google AdSense.
I think that, to me, here's my thing. I think that is the biggest problem, I think, on YouTube.
Well, that's the actual issue, is the way they give money through ads.
Yeah, right. That's and I think that
how advertisers pay Google and how they pay their MCMs, how they pay their people who are on their program.
For me, I think I'd rather YouTube,
this is about a drop in the pool of the problem.
Yeah,
that's why I think it's a big of an issue.
I'd rather YouTube focus on the actual problem rather than this new thing. Like, they're just adding to more drama instead of fixing the drama that they already are in.
It'll be forgotten about in a month. When this thing rolls over, I think it'll be forgotten about.
It maybe, but then we're at a net neutral, right? And so that's not helpful. I'd rather them actually fix the problem, like try to fix the. I don't know how. God, you know.
I'm just thinking that this program rolling in will give them less headaches to worry about, so they can actually do those big problems. That's
maybe that's what I hope.
That's where I'm.
I can be.
With it.
Yeah, and you were talking about this. Like,
I don't think I'm right on that. But that's what I'm thinking is what their idea is.
A theory for this is that now they're cutting the fat. The problem.
Not a lot of fat either. That's also important. Yeah. It's not a lot.
Remember we were last year when we were talking about the Steam thing and the Steam reviews and the problem with all the a million games or the green light system and like a million games out there, and so they're changing it to where there's not a million stuff happening.
Like Steam isn't fixed because of that change. It's still a fucking mess, but it's better than it was.
It's better, and I'm hoping you can be optimistic and think that like this is another situation like that. It's like it's so big, we got to cut it down so we can focus on the more important thing.
And they have to do something because they spend so much time doing nothing.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not upset about this, and I think it's over time it will be a good thing.
Maybe I hope so. I hope it's a good thing. I don't see this being a net. I guess okay. Maybe I'll change what I said earlier. I don't think it's a net it's going to be a net negative. I think it'll either be net neutral or net positive. And
which for YouTube doing anything to their fucking hell website is like the best thing they've done in a long time.
Yeah, that's maybe the best we can hope for right now. But
that's a bad and kind of lazy argument to go with. That's really the reality of the situation.
That's the reality of the situation. God,
because every change YouTube's done in the past years made people very, very upset.
Everyone,
big and small.
Yeah, it's made everyone upset.
Big, small, and not even creators, just viewers. It made them upset.
Yeah, everyone. I don't think anyone likes YouTube right now.
Like, I think they barely have fixed people getting unsubbed from people for no reason.
Nope, that still happens. I still get that all the time.
But I mean, like, as consistently as it used to be.
Dear non-binary people, I just got a YouTube notification.
Because it used to be. I remember it actually happened to me like 3 times last year.
Really?
Over the year. I was like, oh, I don't see this person's video. No, I was subbed to them, like in the sidebar, but the videos would never pop up in my sub feed.
That happens to me with JonTron all the time. That's the number one channel that happens to me with is JonTron.
For me, it's weird. I get his videos like instantly whenever I'm subbed. But like other channels, yeah, it's random. They don't pick. It's like literally just a bug in the system.
Well,
still,
it's a bug, but I know why it's there. It's supposed to be like if you're not interacting with the channel, they don't give you notifications for it.
Yeah, and they said that they stopped that, but they still do it.
The problem
on your
is,
sub feed.
The problem with the if you're not interacting with the channel for a channel like John, who makes 1 video a month, if that.
Or
right?
if they say like, hey,
you're obviously not interacting with the channel. He doesn't make any videos, but I want to see when it happens.
Or say you're sub to a musician for their music videos.
Yeah.
Those don't come out that often. So you might miss them.
I get PKAs sometimes that don't. I don't get notifications.
That's crazy because you interact with them like every time they're there. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. I watch PKA every single week, and sometimes I don't get notifications for it. So
and it's also not like your like viewer retention is what they call it is low.
No,
because you finish them.
I finish every single one, and they get like every single video. Every single PKA makes. I think gets about 150,000 views.
Yeah.
So like it makes money for them.
They have like what 30,000 sponsors for shit I don't care about.
Right.
But they got sponsors.
Every episode gets sponsors. Every episode gets a lot of.
And that view count isn't also counting. Well, at least for their money, is not counting like their people that are not watching the video version.
Yeah, and they get demonetized often, but not as often as you would think for a show like PKA.
And they're getting sponsors, so that doesn't matter.
Exactly, so it doesn't matter.
That's kind of the way they're doing it. Like a lot of people are.
Also, Woody's a millionaire anyways. So.
Yeah, before all this.
Yeah, they're all 3.
2 of them were millionaires before this, right?
2 of them were millionaires, and Taylor is a high. He's in a high position for advertising.
He's
company.
a $6-digit dollar.
They're all successful boys.
Yeah, because they were smart with money.
Yeah,
which you can be too, even as a creator.
Exactly, and
I don't think people should be discouraged as some of them are. Yeah. Honestly,
I see. That's the thing. I think I agree with you that this is, depending on how you look at this, this is a way to get more motivated to make better content. Yeah. Right,
or at least see like how can you improve it.
Yeah, and I hope that's what the majority of people will do. I don't think
care about this.
I don't think that's going to happen though. I think people are more lazy than you think.
Well, that's why I'm like, well, that's fine then. Because if they don't want to put the effort into doing the best they
I guess
can
you're right.
for other people on this site that is about expressing yourself,
I guess then we won't see lazy channels.
then
I guess.
they won't make money off their videos. I'm not sad about that.
Yeah, maybe.
I can't be sad about that. That's my thing.
Yeah, I see.
You shouldn't be.
You
I'm not
be
sad that
rewarded.
people aren't being rewarded for not trying that hard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry a river of tears over that.
Yeah, I'm not either. But I don't know. I don't know. This has been an episode of me just saying I don't know because this it's a complicated thing and I don't.
Because the way it is structured, the cream of the crop will not always rise up to the top on their own because of the fucked up system.
Mm-hmm.
But it will motivate those people who have the potential to do that to keep trying. What are you blowing on?
It's a giant Game of Thrones beer bottle called Fire.
Licensed or like?
Yeah, they have their own beer.
Of course they do. What am I talking about?
It's
That's
really good.
That is a stupid question for me to ask of all people. Like, of course they do.
It's Fire and Blood. It's a red ale brewed with ancho chilies. It was a very.
I don't know what that means.
Very very good beer.
Explain.
It's good. It's a little spicy and it tastes real good. We drank it when we had like a lobster thing paella. It was really good.
I want lobster.
It was lobster paella with like hot sauce and stuff. And so with the red ale with the chili pepper stuff, it was real good.
Lewis, I want lobster.
All right, go get lobster.
Go buy me a whole lobster.
You know it's a really good movie? The Lobster.
No, it's not. Oh, yeah, no, dude.
What are you talking about?
No, I thought my brain thought you said like Tusk for some reason.
Oh,
because the walrus.
Yeah. Oh,
that movie's fucking garbage.
Yeah. No, The Lobster. If you
my brain was like, wait, no, bad. No, wait, no, no, Lobster, good movie.
Yeah, if you haven't seen The Lobster, because I totally get if you haven't
if you
seen
don't,
The Lobster.
And also, if you don't like it, I also get it.
Yeah, true.
Because that movie
it's bizarre and
but
it's awesome.
It's a bit challenging to get through.
Very challenging and very good, and I like the ending.
I like the tone of the movie.
Do you like the ending? Because some people don't.
I think it makes sense with the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I don't love it, but it makes sense with the point of that movie.
It's a logical conclusion to the
yeah.
end.
So like it makes sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't ruin the movie for me.
Also, speaking of lobsters, Jordan Peterson, I'm gonna go see him next week. Also, his book comes out tomorrow.
Fuck you. It doesn't do with lobsters.
Oh yeah, it does. He talks about lobsters all the time.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So he talks about how. Okay, you can leave now, guys. He talks about how lobster. We devolved from the common ancestors, evolutionarily speaking, from lobsters about 350 million years ago, before there were even trees. And
you're a tree.
Thanks. But lobsters are built completely. They run on the serotonergic system, completely on serotonin, and we have serotonergic system in our.
Is that the one that makes you run on poop real good?
Yeah. No, serotonin is the neurotransmitter that pretty much makes you feel confident, and the more you have, the more confident you are. The less you have, the less confident you are. And lobsters are run on serotonin. Like their whole system is dedicated to serotonin.
They run on good vibes.
And so he talks about lobsters all the time of like dominance hierarchies and power hierarchies are not social constructs. There's actual evolutionary historical things that are older than trees. There are systems that are older than trees about hierarchies. Hierarchies are not a social construct is why the lobster thing. And it's become a meme. And so
lobster tastes good.
Yeah. Bye guys.